following visits on the airplanes for about 1 hour and 1 hour and a half.
现在要坐的这个飞机呢，其实是当地非常经常非常受欢迎的一种飞机，也是唯一的一种飞行的机型。
Now we are about to
那它其实有4个人的座位或者是6个人的座
the
位。
airplanes. This is the only type of airplanes used for this kind of visit. Usually, it could have a capacity to have 6 people or maximum, or usually 4 people on board. Before boarding, every passenger should go past the balance to see their weight. Because we cannot have a definite say on the number of the passengers on board, we have to check the weight of each person. We know that there are many Chinese tourists coming to visit the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are a world-known enigma. Okay, thank you. Well, we will pass the security control.
那么我们刚才也是经过了一个快速的一个安检措施，这也是我们登上这个观看纳斯卡线条飞机的这个必要的一个步骤之一。
Very quickly, we have passed the security check.
就是因为纳斯卡线条它现在是一个世界级的一个至今
This is a must before boarding on the plane to visit the Nazca Lines. As we have introduced before, the Nazca Lines remained a world-known enigma. A lot of visitors are waiting with us to admire the Nazca Lines. The local time is 8:50 the morning of Monday, the 16th of April. It's not a holiday, however, we still have a lot of visitors waiting in the hall to admire the Nazca Lines, the world-known enigma, and the beautiful scene. This line to visit 20 figures of the Nazca Lines. We're about to follow in order of the numbers.
这个荒漠的地上有很多各种各样非常生动的图案。那因为这个考古学家他当时呢是专门研究水利的一个。
One day in history, an archaeologist flew through this area. Actually, it was an expert of hydrology. He wanted to discover the irrigation system in the local places, and he, by accident, has found out this Nazca lines, the Nazca figures. According to one explanation, it was the ancient Nazca people who have created the Nazca lines according to the constellation, the astronomy, and also the celestic system. Later, he has reported this explanation to the whole world, and the whole world was amazed by his explanation, because for so many years, these Nazca lines remained unknown and inexplicable. And some more experts and archaeologists came to the place to find other discoveries and made their own explanations and interpretations on the figures. And the most efficient way to test and study the Nazca lines would be coming to this place in person and have the discovery in place. We refer to the Nazca lines as the celestic Eichmann. It is related to the sky because we cannot observe the Nazca lines on the ground. We are obliged to fly in order to have the whole picture of the Nazca lines. We have to fly to a height of 300 meters to 500 meters in order to have the total view. Currently, there are more than 100 beautiful pictures, images of vegetation, animals, etc. among the Nazca lines features. Let's look at the road map. Number 1, it would be a whale, a figure of the whale with a length of 65 meters. And next one is the astronaut line. It's about 35 meters away from the previous figure. And also some other lines have formed the image of the monkey. And another one with a hummingbird. Different forms of hummingbird. The biggest figure of Nazca lines has a length of 300 meters. It's the number 10 on the map. It's a very long figure with the image of the mouth of a back of a bird. For the image of the monkey with his tail curling. If you have already at least knowledge about the Peruvian culture, you would know that this image of the curling tail monkey is an important symbol of the culture of Peru. We are now in this small-sized airport in the village of Nazca. We are ready to take the small airplanes with a capacity of 4 passengers on board to visit the Nazca Lines. Now we are about to follow the work staff in the airport in order to board. During the daytime, there are a lot of flights taking off, so it's a very charged timetable. You should board on time. And now we are following the staff.
我们知道这个纳斯卡线条。为什么这样的线条在2000多年能够在纳斯卡地区保存至今呢？
We are also wondering why these Nazca lines, who have a history of more than 2,000 years, could be conserved until today. Those are the figures from the Nazca lines. For example, those hummingbirds and inside the airplanes. It's very narrow, the space is not very generous, and a lot of noise once it's taken off, so we have the earphones. Before boarding the airplanes, I have already taken some pills because the travel would be very bumpy and there would be some problems for us. We may feel like vomiting, so pills would help.
那么我们刚才也是在短短的时间内给各
Dear audience, just now in a very short time, we have introduced to you the general information about the Nazca lines.
我们现在我们所在的这个纳斯卡地区啊，有2个非常著名的这个景点也是充满了。好的。
We are now in the Nazca region.
那我们知道啊，在秘鲁啊有2个非常著名的景点，一个就我们在之前的直播中我们也介绍纳斯卡线条是被也是世界未解的谜团之一。
Has already been reported by our program. Another is today's Nazca lines. Nazca lines are referred to the unresolved enigma. And people are joking about the Nazca lines. We say that the Nazca lines are the books written for the God to read, for the God to understand, and only by flying upon the Nazca lines could you have a general picture, the whole picture of their figures. And this good quality of conservation of Nazca lines is also thanks to the good climate conditions of the region. It has appeared 500 BC to 800 BC. What are the good natural conditions and climate conditions for the conservation of the Nazca lines? It is located in the desert in the southern Peru, and on the ground it's covered by the clay. And there's also a very thin coverage of the volcano dust. With the sunshine, those volcano dust would change the color into black. And gradually, the color would be distinguished from the figures. So it's like we are drawing the pictures on the blackboard. There will be a contrast of color. Every day in the morning, from morning towards noon, when there's a lot of sunshine, then there will be a very warm current, which would also be protecting the lines.
You know, there is this surrounding area is the desert. There is little wind, so it helps preserve the Nazca lines for over 2,000 years. Well, we need to wear the helmet and we need to follow the flight regulations during our flight. And today we have two pilots working with us. Now we are leaving the ground, so there is the big noise. I hope it won't interrupt our broadcasts. After we take off, you will see the Nazca lines from the window of the plane. Well, this is the only airport in the nearby that can observe the Nazca lines from above the ground. And we have a specific time frame for flight. Well, this is a very little plane. I've never taken such airplanes before. But this kind of planes are very common in Africa and South America. As you can see from the screen, there are some tips for flight and travel. Some small tips for your traveling. There are even some Chinese instructions, which means welcome. Well, last year, a lot of Chinese visitors traveled. Around 300,000 Chinese people visited Nazca Lines. And also, we will visit Machu Picchu. So it is one of the unresolved enigmas in the world. And each day you can even find out something new. And also, it is reviewed by the National Geography that another 50 patterns were found. So maybe later during our travel, we may have some new surprises. Thanks to the peculiar climate here, the lines are preserved for a long time, but there are still some challenges for preservation. And some lines were destructed by the human behavior.
所以我会尽量说大声一点。我们的飞机呢已经开始上升，大家通过机窗啊可以看见当地的这个地形其实是沙漠的一个气候。这个飞机目前还没有非常的颠簸，但是我已经可以感觉到它跟平时乘坐民用飞机的区别。
Though it's not very bumpy, but I can feel that we are flying. You can see the desert and it's barren land. But fortunately, you can discover some people on the ground, some residents. Actually, there are only more than 10 local residents living around here. And they stay here because of the Nazca Lines. In 1939, it was very barren and deserted.
刚才呢，这个飞行员呢，他介绍说，大家可以看见，在地上有一个鲸鱼的形状，我不知道大家能不能看得很清楚，在上有一个鲸鱼的形状，是有一只非常大的鲸鱼。在地上有个非常大的鲸鱼，说明啊，在几千年前这个地区呢，是一个海洋的一个状况。所以呢，在当时的纳斯卡人画下的鲸鱼的情况，现在呢，在我们飞机的右边可以看见新的图案。我们来看一下是什么。其实这个飞机飞得还是很陡的，所以我在给大家介绍的过程中，感觉这个心脏还是很不舒服的。因为气流还是有点强。大家可以看见，在飞机的右边可以看见一个新的图案。我也来找一找。哎，我看见了一个，也是一个鲸鱼。
Well, this pattern is in the shape of a goldfish, a whale. It's a big whale. To give you a better view, we will make different movements. So I could feel very bumpy. But now, as you can see, it's very clear. It's in the shape of a whale. Now let's move on to another pattern. There is another pattern lying ahead. And also, I'm interested to find one by my own.
Where is it?
Where is the pattern? I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but there is a lizard pattern.
我刚才看得很清楚，其实他刚才展示的呢是在地上面有非常多的这个几何的图案，所以呢，在这个其实地画在飞机的。As
you can see clearly, there are many geometrical patterns and lines, a lot of them, but as it feels very bumpy, I cannot show you clearly.
哇，我觉得坐这个飞机，它为了能够让游客更好的来看这个地画，所以它飞机会做很多各种各样的动作，所以我都感觉有点要呕吐的感觉。
To give you the best view, we are making different movements. I feel like vomiting now.
没有声音。
这个是没有办法的，它在飞的时候可能就信号不好。他刚说，我希望一会儿有信号，就没了。这是什么？啊。
现在确实就是没有声音。
它在飞哈。没事，我这个也挺短的，没事，按时间来吧。行，那从现在开始算哈。按时刻算。对对对。到35节点。
Now we could see the image of a very big bird.
那各位央视新闻移动网、今日头条还有百度百账号以及 CGTN 的各位网友，您现在呢，我是跟随我们央视的驻外记者在位于秘鲁
Dear
南部的
audience
纳斯卡
from
地区
CCTV
世
CGTN,
界未解谜团之一的纳斯卡线条所形成的
now we are presenting to you a coverage on the Nazca Lines in southern Peru. It's one of the world's known unresolved enigma. Now we have traveled through a lot of figures of the Nazca Lines, for example, the hummingbird, spider, whale, and the curling tail monkey. To our right side is the flamingo, with a total length of more than 300 meters.
这是一个鹦鹉的形象，我们看到是一个鹦鹉的形象的一个线条。所以说，为什么纳斯卡线条会被称为
And another is the parrot.
因为你不飞到大概在300米、500米的高空上，你是没法看到这些线条的。
That's the reason why the Nazca Lines are referred to the celestial enigma, because only by flying in the sky could we have the general picture of the whole complexity of the figures. And now we are looking at another figure, which is a tree.
我相信现在网友看见的是非常明显的一只鹦鹉嘴的图案，因为现在呢，我们的这个飞机到了一个非常好的。
Now you could clearly tell the beak of a parrot, because our airplane is now at a very good position to give you the general view of this image. It is said that this is the largest geoglyph of the Nazca Lines.
其实大家在这个屏幕上还有看见很多各种各样的线条，其实有的是车辆以前的车辆经过留下的。
On the screen, you could also tell different forms of the lines. Some of the lines are formed by the cars running through, leaving the trails behind. And also a big image of the lizard. Beside it, there's a spider and some other images of animals of which we could not tell the exact names. And for years, visitors have given different names to all those unknown animals. Just beneath us, there's a big platform for the sight viewing. It's another form of the sight viewing, however, that position is not high enough. So from that platform, we could not see the general picture as us in the sky.
飞行员说，我们现在刚刚是完成了纳斯卡壁画的部分，再往前呢叫做
The pilot told us that we have just accomplished the geoglyph of the Nazca Lines, and moving forward, about 20 kilometers away, there's another part of geoglyph with another name. So 5 minutes later, we will arrive at a new area of geoglyphs with a lot of newly discovered geoglyphs. Why there were so many newly discovered geoglyphs? Because in the past, from your certain point of view, you could not tell the form of those lines. However, when you fly through the area from a different angle, you will start to stare at those lines from a different angle. That's why you start to admire and observe those lines from different point of view, and then you can form a different figure from that. After the discovery, you could submit a report to the local authorities of the geoglyphs protection in the Nazca village.
我们现在呢已经来到了新的壁画区，大家在右边呢应该是能够看到一个蜂鸟的图案，一个蜂。
Now we are locating a new pattern. It's in the shape of a hummingbird. Hummingbird. It seems that it is a very popular pattern among the ancient Nazcan people.
Yes. 飞行员问说：“你们看到了吗？”我相信大家都能够看见。因为飞机的噪音非常大，所以有的时候会出现一个嘶吼的。
The pilot just asked me whether we have spotted the hummingbird. I answer yes. Despite the big noise, I hope you can see the image. Maybe the ancient Nazcans know nothing about the flight technology, but they know so well about how to make an image about the hummingbird and other lines. Well, on the left side, there are also some other patterns. Let's check out. Another hummingbird. Right below us is in the shape of a hummingbird. Maybe it's not that obvious, but it's a hummingbird. In another few minutes, we're going to discover a new pattern. Well, I feel very bumpy here inside the plane. So if you travel here, you need to take some pills to make you comfortable. Well, for decades, I was told that some patterns were discovered by the tourists. Now here is a new pattern. It's in the shape of a star, I guess. It's like a star. Maybe we need to adjust the movement to see it more clearly. It's in the shape of a constellation. Now we're adjusting to the right side. Maybe from this angle you can see it more clearly. Just right in the very center of this image, you can see a pattern in the shape of a constellation or a star. The pilot thought it was a star, but I think it's more like a constellation. You can tell from the shape, it's more like a constellation. According to archaeologists, Nazca Lines were related to some cosmology atmosphere. You can see a circle. Now we're heading for the next pattern. There is one more ahead. We are leaving for the next spot. The next pattern is more like a shape of a traveler. I think he has very awkward understanding of time and space. He thought it was a long time, but I thought it was only 30 seconds. Here we have a new pattern. There it is. It's a human figure. Now I'm zooming in. Could you see the hair of the man over there? Now I get it why it was called a traveler's shape, because he seemed to wear a hat. We're trying to give you a better view. From the left side, can you see the figure? In the center of the image, you can see the shape of a figure wearing a hat. Please watch very closely. The pilot was very proud of himself. He thought he has very good technology for flying. Now we are flying away from this area. Maybe the signal is not very good later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, thank you for watching today's broadcast, and please follow us. Please follow us later on our CGTN and CCTV apps and website. Thank you for watching.